Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Nasa with Expansive Taste. That's my new channel name, and I'm really digging it. Pretty much the essence is of that is I am someone who likes to spend money but tastefully, you know? And it's not necessarily always expensive, but it definitely has this kind of quality where it expands something. Okay, I haven't really figured out my whole I don't know what it's called, my mission statement yet. I haven't figured out my mission statement yet, or my slogan or whatever, but I'm going with expansive taste, and do with that as you will. If you have ideas, just comment down below, help me build my brand. Anyways, I'm here today and I'm going to be talking about how I save on fragrances, and I also just want to do like a quick, I wanted to show you guys what I'm decluttering for my collection. Um so let's just get started with that. Hold on, let me grab my laptop and make sure it doesn't, okay, whatever. It's going to work. Anyways, so one thing I'm decluttering is the Salvador Dali Laguna, and the reason is it's just like boring. It's unisex, it's fresh, it's nice. All of these fragrances, they're nice, okay, but they're just not me. I like something that's more intense, something that's a lot sweeter, fruitier, fun, exciting, flirty. And this is nice. It's clean, it's like aquatic, but Laguna, that's a water scent, whatever. Um I mostly bought it. A lot of these perfumes I bought just because I was interested in the bottles, and they were also not that expensive. So I was all like, why not? Because this was like, I don't know, $13 or something. So, but I'm going to try to sell it. I still have the boxes for these, by the way. I'm just, no need to show you the boxes. I'm going to sell these on Mercari. I'm trying to, at least. No one's really taking the hit or taking the bait, you know? No one's taking the bait. I got a couple likes on these, but no actual real purchases yet. But then again, it was just Christmas time, and maybe in January people don't really want to be buying that much. Anyways, I have Salvador Dali, Purple Lips Sensual, or Sensual, whatever. And this is even less favorable than the Laguna one. I don't know. It's a fresh scent. It's fine. It's fine. That's it. Nothing fun about it. I definitely prefer the Laguna one over Purple Lip Sensual. And this one, I was really excited about this. I actually had a Scentbird little travel size of this, and then I don't know what happened to it, but I ended up buying this bottle for like a really good price on eBay. It was like $27, and the original price is like 88. So, and it was like, you see how full this is? There was even more, and that was being sold for $27. Anyways, the problem with this perfume is that the idea of it was more appealing to me than the actual fragrance itself. I read that it had like black tea and lemon notes, and I was just like, ooh, yay, a nice tea scent, a fresh scent. I don't have too many of those. But what I didn't realize at the time is that, well, now I know. Now I know I'm not that into fresh scents. But this one in particular, it's like, it took me a while to put a finger on it, but it smells like Pine Sol floor cleaner. Um, and at first, I tried to convince myself to keep it, spray it around the room, spray it around the house, make my environment smell super clean. But it's just not worth it, especially when I know I could sell it for a little bit more than what I actually paid for it, and, get some get something out of it. Because realistically, even if I use it as a room spray, it's not going to get finished. Also, I like my room to smell like something different than Pine Sol floor cleaner. I would prefer, I don't know, something sweet. Like just my preference is something sweet. And I'm just gonna stop trying to make these unisex, fresh, aquatic, woodsy kind of fragrances work for me. It's just not my thing. And then this is Police to Be Exotic Jungle. I'm decluttering this, and I bought it mostly for the bottle and also because someone was raving about this being such a good fragrance for the summer. And I was thinking, yeah, let's get ahead. It's January, but let's get ahead and just have what's it called? Have a perfume for the summertime, you know? And I got it, and it's nice. It's nice, but it's not special. It is really nice. Someone was saying it was this underrated perfume, and honestly, this I spent like $14 on it, I think. And it is a really, really good price for this really nice, pleasant, slightly fruity floral scent, but it's just not fruity enough for me. It's just not fruity enough for me. And the other thing is, like, I grew up in a culture where having these kind of skulls in your home is like bad luck. It's bad juju. Um, so I kind of was like rebelling when I bought it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a skull perfume. And then it wasn't that special and it wasn't really worth it. And I'm gonna sell it. Anyways, another one, I got a Scentbird little scent. It's from Confessions of a Rebel, Bitch Please. And it's not a bad scent. It's nice, it's just not special. Yeah, it's very chic, like feminine, cute, slightly flirty. It's just fine. It's lovely. But I have enough of these kind of scents. Yeah, in fact, it's really nice. I just don't see it. I don't see myself using it that often. And then I have Altier Cologne Clementine, California. And this one, someone was also raving about this, and I was all like, ooh, I wonder how good this really is. And it's nice. It's a very nice citrus scent, but it's unisex and it's not sweet enough. That's it. That's the end of the story. These are the perfumes I'm decluttering. Anyways, let me tell you about how I save on perfumes. I wrote a list. It's on my laptop. And the first thing I have on here is, oh yeah, the the best way to save perfume is to try to avoid to do blind buys. And if there is a way that you can smell it in the store, smell it in the store. Find it at Ulta, find it at Sephora, at Macy's, wherever you go. Just stop relying so heavily on online shopping and actually step out into the world and smell it in stores. It's actually quite fun to do so. And I feel like a lot of the times when someone like really recommends something and then you smell it in store, you're kind of just like, meh. But as you're around all these other wonderful fragrances, you find something that you like that no one has really mentioned. So that's the first step. You want to make sure you actually smell it before you try to blind buy it. Because thing is, just because someone else says it's amazing doesn't mean you're gonna think it's amazing, doesn't mean it's going to wear well on your skin, and all that stuff. Another way I save on perfume is, yeah, don't buy it just because it's cheap. As I was saying, this was $7. Sure, it was like, I don't know, just wasn't worth it, okay? I could have saved myself the disappointment. Um, yeah, don't buy it just because it's cheap. Even if it's like highly recommended. If you can smell it first, then that's the best to do. And yeah, if it's online, if it's cheap, at least look at the next my next tip is to watch and read reviews. The only problem I have with watching videos reviewing certain products is that I feel like they're always slightly a little biased, or they're from someone who owns like 300,000 perfumes, and they kind of just like everything and they don't really discriminate. Um, so whenever, that's the only problem with perfume reviews. Sometimes like someone just likes everything. Someone likes everything they smell and they just like it for the sake of having it. And um but at least if you go to Fragrantica, which is a wonderful website that you need to be using if you're going to be serious about your perfume loving business. Um, yeah, so go in for Fragrantica and read those reviews. And some of them, they're going to be really nasty. But you don't pay attention to necessarily how nasty some of the comments are, or the reviews are. Just pay attention to why they say they don't like it. You know, do they say it's too generic? Then probably it might be generic. Do they say that they don't like it because of the patchouli? Well, if you like patchouli, then don't care. Don't just brush that review aside. You know, if just pay attention to why they say they don't like it. I don't have anything else to follow through with that, but I know there's more I can say. I don't write an essay to do this kind of stuff. It's just bullet points. Anyways, next one, be honest and discriminate. Um, when you're looking at what's it called, like the fragrance notes on Fragrantica, actually look at the notes and point out the ones that you don't like, and then consider that when you're thinking about a specific perfume. If a specific perfume that is recommended by everybody has a note like licorice, you might, it's probably not worth trying. If you don't like licorice, stop trying perfumes with licorice. That's it. Of course, there's always going to be that one special exception where there's that one perfume that's heavy on the musk and you typically don't like musk and florals, but that one just does it perfectly because it's also gourmand and whatnot. But be honest with yourself when you're looking at notes. Make sure the notes that are in the perfume you're thinking about purchasing are at least you have an idea that you would probably like it. And also another cool thing about Fragrantica is that you can look to see like what perfumes, oh that's not the you can look to see what perfumes brain fart. Okay, so you can see that if people like this perfume, you could see the other perfumes that are kind of like in that same kind of category of perfumes that are liked. For example, if I am looking at a new perfume and I'm curious about it, and I also see that people who like this perfume also like Thierry Mugler Angel Muse, then I'm all like, oh, I suddenly trust it. um I suddenly trust it because if you like Angel Muse, then how can you be wrong about this fragrance? Granted, that's not always like true or whatever, because apparently I think like Pink Sugar is a very popular perfume that I don't like at all. But I think it's like people who like Pink Sugar also like Angel Muse, and it's like, whatever. Uh, besides the point. Um, that's besides the point. Discriminate. You gotta discriminate on notes that you don't like. You know, just also when you're looking at reviews, figure out why their review might be wrong according to your preferences. Pretty much like if someone says they don't like patchouli in one of their videos and they're also recommending perfumes, I'm just like, or saying that they don't like this perfume, I take their review with a grain of salt. You know, I'm just like, you might be wrong, at least for me. You know, everyone's nose is different. We all like different things, but personally, if you say too many bad things about patchouli, I'm just like, your collection is not going to look anything like my collection. Therefore, I don't need to take every single one of your recommendations too seriously. Anyways, another thing you gotta do is if you're really curious about a number of perfumes, you can, instead of just doing blind buys, buy the sample sizes. You can do this on websites like Fragrance Net. You know, you spend $3 on a bunch of different perfume samples that you're curious about, and it's kind of fun, okay? For me, it's fun, and it's less risky than purchasing like a $20 fragrance that, I don't know, it's fine, you know? At least if you buy maybe 10 different samples, you're gonna love. And yeah. Anyways, buy samples. You can use websites like Fragrance Net. I use Lucky Sense, and then there's also another website. I can't think of it, but there are plenty of websites that sell exclusively perfume samples and also like full size bottles and whatnot. Um, yeah, Lucky Sense and Fragrance Net are like my top two. I'm really trying to think of the other one I use. Something like A Chance to Surrender. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, another thing you gotta do is buy off of what's it called? Discounted websites like Fragrance Net or Fragrance X. And there are probably some other ones, but I don't know them from the top of my head. So yeah, these perfume websites are amazing because they sell authentic perfumes and they are just like a lot more affordable for some reason. Like you go to Ulta or Sephora and they're selling this $96 perfume, you know, at that store, but then on the website Fragrance Net or Fragrance X, it's like 60, you know? Something like that. And yeah, also buy used. I don't think, oh yeah, I have bought one perfume used from Macari. Macari is a great website to buy and sell perfumes. Um, yeah, and these lovely people really just like, they have certain items in their collection. They just really want it to be out of their hands, you know. I bought a Van Cleef and Arpels perfume. It's the Vanille Orchid Vanille. I don't know why I can't remember the exact name, but it's a vanilla fragrance and it is beautiful and it's been on my wish list for so long. And it was originally like $170, like even on Fragrance Net. I think now it's like $120 on Fragrance Net, which is like, I don't know what happened, but hey, that's good for the rest of you who are going to be purchasing it full price, or purchasing it on Fragrance Net. But I was able to find one on Macari, and I paid, was it $96? Yeah, 96, or was it 97? So I think it was 97. I don't know, but that's a huge discount. And at least for me, one of the cool things is that I was selling things on Macari, and so the money that I already had on my balance practically paid for the whole perfume, which was a major, major win. Um, but yeah, so that's another thing you can do to save money on perfumes. Just sell the ones you don't like and use it to buy something you do want on Macari. Of course, after you look at a bunch of reviews, after you get maybe a sample, and after it's been on your wish list for a while, because what we don't want to do is impulse purchase. And I know that can be very difficult, and I struggle with impulse purchases, especially just I only impulsively buy possibly sometimes if I'm not careful if the item is like under $50. If it's more, then I'll think about it a lot longer. Um, Maybe even years sometimes, which is like, you know, a good little pat on the back for me. Anyways, uh, oh yeah, last tip to save on perfume is research for dupes. Um, Again, like I said on Fragrantica, if you look at perfumes that a perfume that you would like, for example, like Black Opium or whatever, then you would see, if you scroll down, you will see a section where it says, this perfume reminds me of, and then it just lists a bunch of little bottles of pictures of bottles, and you know, so you can see what perfumes are similar in scent, you know, in relation to the one that you are originally researching. And people even vote on them. They're like, yeah, thumbs up. This actually does remind me of this perfume, or thumbs down. They're not the same scent at all. Like, you're joking. Anyways, so that is a tip. Oh yeah, another thing about dupes, there are of course brands like Dossier and like Ocha or whatever, where they make dupes of very popular fragrances, like, you know, Baccarat Rouge 540 and Black Opium and Mont Paris and Flower Bomb, all those. You know, they make a lot of dupes that are very close or practically exact that you know, you can use. And I hope that is all I have to say. There will be more videos if I have more tips, if I have more things to ramble on about and all that. I will get to that. But yeah, but besides that, thank you so much for watching. Wow. Thank you, beautiful people, for listening to me talk like this. It's a mess. Oh no, my video. It started talking while I'm talking. Anyways, that was my YouTube video. Uh, thank you so much for joining me, beautiful people. Wow, I sent you my love. Mwah.